My bad, y'all. So yeah, this nigga called me a couple days later, and he's like, yeah, he shot the tire out, the tire flat. The nigga gonna have to dump it somewhere. Start calling the police stations like in Akron and Canton. Start calling around and asking like, do they got your car, right? Something like that. So that's what I do. I call all the police stations in Akron. I call the one in Canton. I think it's 2 in Canton, something like that. And I'm asking them like, do y'all got my car? So the first day, it was nothing. The second day, it was nothing. And then the third day, I called, and sure enough, Canton got my fucking car, right? So at this point, I'm like, thank fucking God. Thank God they got my fucking car. Like, thank God. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm coming, you know, like, and I double verify with them, like, so all I need is my license, my registration, and my proof of insurance, because that's all I needed the first time I came to get my car. And they're like, no, actually, the plates are missing off of the car. So if you're gonna come get it, you have to bring a Miranda title. So I don't know how it is where y'all are, but that's how it is up here. If a car ends up in the impound without the plates on it, you obviously can't bring the registration because I don't fucking know. Like, y'all got this is I feel like this is petty because part of the problem is all of this shit was in the car. My proof of insurance, my registration, my title. I'm a dumbass. Why would I keep my title in my car? I don't know. But all that shit is in the car. So I'm feeling like as long as I bring you the registration, a copy of the registration, like, I don't feel like y'all really need the whole plates because the registration is in the car. Like, it matches up. You see what I'm saying? So whatever. I had to get, if I'm not mistaken, I had to get temporary tags too. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I had to get temporary tags because I don't think they will let you leave without tags. So is that what I did? Oh, I got okay, yeah. So that's what happens. It just so happens that I had recently got the tags on the car because I didn't have the car that fucking long. I had just got the hard tags. I had the 30-day tags, and then I got the hard tags, and I had it for like a couple months before this shit happened. So I had to basically do a whole bunch of running around. I had to get the Miranda title. I had to get the replacement tags for the car because they wouldn't let me leave without the tags. I had to get the proof of insurance for my insurance. Yeah. And I had to get a ride to Canton. Like, the shit I went through leading up to getting this car could be a whole separate story time on its own. But I really don't want to drag it out like that. So, I'll probably do another story time where I just compile all the other, like, fuck shit I went through with Malibu. Like, it's probably another good 10 story times just with this nigga alone. So, went through hell and high water, and I finally, and I had to get, it was $400 because they charge, like, for the nights that it's been in there or some shit like that. So it had been in there. By the time I was able to get everything that I needed, another day or two had went by. So I had racked up over $400 worth of fees from it sitting in the impound. So I get my $400, get my Miranda title, get my proof of insurance. I already got my ID. I got the ride up to fucking Canton to get my car, right? Turn in all the shit. And the fucking sheriff takes me back to get the car, right? They take me through the fucking the graveyard of cars to get my fucking car, right? And when we get there, the first thing out his mouth is, "What's this?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "This. You don't see what this is?" And I look down, and right where, like, I don't know what it's called, but like the little socket that the tire goes into, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know if it's called like a fender. Is it called a fender? Or is that another word for the bumper? I don't know shit about cars. I told y'all that. So, like, the right above the tire, bro, like right above the tire, or right behind the tire. Like this is the tire, and then this is the little part of the car that is behind the tire, and then this is like the bumper. Yeah, it's a bullet hole. It's a bullet hole right in the body of the car, right behind the fucking tire, and the tire's dead flat, right? Completely flat on the fucking rim, right? So the original plan was for me to ride my car out, because remember, like I said, he told me that he shot the car. So this is also like another verifier that he was telling the truth, because lo and behold, there's a bullet hole, there's a flat tire. Okay, maybe he did shoot the tire out. But I wasn't thinking, I don't know, I guess I just wasn't thinking how fucking flat that shit was finna be. So the people that I had bring me to come get my car, they ended up having to take me to go get a spare tire, right? Because it was so fucking flat that there's no way I'm getting off from Canton back to Akron. It's like a 30-minute drive. Well, like a 25-minute drive, something like that. There's no way I was gonna be able to get on the E-way and drive 25 minutes with a complete just rim, right? So the people that I was with, they took me to get a spare tire, a replacement tire, and came back, got the car, had to drive like 1 mile an hour to a parking lot next door, and they put the tire on for me, right? So if I actually have like a video in the parking lot from when I got my car back, I'll insert it if I feel like it. If I don't feel like it, well, it is what it is. So we get my car back. I'm pissed, y'all. When I tell y'all, it's dents all over my fucking car. Like, it's nothing super crazy. It don't look like he hit nothing. It don't look like he hit shit with a deer, right? Because remember, that was his first story, is that he hit a deer on the E-way, and he took it to get it fixed. And then when he got it back, he stopped at his baby mom's house, jumped out, left the keys in it. When he came back, the car was gone, right? That nigga ain't hit no fucking deer. That was my same bumper. Like, you know your car. Like, you know, like the little scratches, a little, you know, whatever, the little ins and out of your car. That was not no new bumper. Like, that nigga never hit no deer in my shit, okay? So, but it was bumps all over. It was like dents, little dings and dents all over my car. On the roof, it was not only like a big dent, like a human stood on it, but it was paw prints. It was dog paw prints across the roof of my car, right? What the fuck? Who chased somebody? Like, the way this is set up is like somebody got chased on top of my car, like fucking Craig on Next Friday, by a fucking dog, bro. And inside the car is fucked. Niggas done cut my seatbelt. It's like burn marks in the back, because I told you I got a leather interior, right? It's burn marks in the leather and shit. It's like stuff spilled. Like, you could tell it was nothing but hood niggas in my car, bro. It's like guts from they shells and stuff. If y'all know what shells are, because y'all from somewhere weird, it's a gar, a Rillo, a wrap, whatever you call it. Like the tobacco that comes inside of the Swisher. The shit was all over my car, right? Niggas had a fucking, not a crock pot, what is that called? It's like a portable stovetop. I can't think of what it's called right now. A hot plate. It's called a hot plate. But it got like the two little mini stovetops, and it's like this big, and you plug it in and you can cook wherever the fuck you're at. That shit was in there. It was perks. Niggas had pills like inside of my fucking where the Prindles at, like the cup holders and like the little cubby up there. It was pills all in there. What else? What bullets? It was bullets and shit all in, bro. These niggas just mobbed the fuck out of my car. Like, it was dirty, dingy, dusty, ripped. It looked like somebody had cut something with like a pocket knife, like they cut the back of my seat. So whoever was in this car, they was purposely trying to fuck it up. So again, this is kind of like me believe in his story, because I don't think that he drive this car more than I do at this point. I doubt he would purposely fuck the car up. Like, he's never, the whole time that he's had my car, he's kept it in pretty good condition. So clearly somebody had my car that wasn't supposed to, and they fucked my shit up. So I guess it was actually stolen. Like I said, the tire was actually shot out, like he said. Wooty wooty woo. I don't know. Whatever. Don't know who got chased by a dog on top of my shit, but it is what it is. So at this point, I take my car home. I clean it out. I wash it off. I get what dents out that I can. You know, and the rest, it is what it is. Now at this point, I know y'all are probably assuming that this is the end of the story and that I stopped letting him use my shit, but it's not. If you recall, the title of the video is "My Car Got Stolen, Totaled, and Repo'd." Okay, so far it's only been stolen. So some time goes by, and I know what y'all gonna say. Y'all might as well pause the video and comment down below and tell me that I'm dumb as fuck right now. You might as well just call me a dumb bitch right now. Like, because I know y'all gonna say it, so you might as well just get out the way. I let him use my car again. Okay, he convinces me that, you know, he just need to use it one more time. He gonna give me the money. He gonna pay me back for having to get it out the impound and having to get a tire, and my car note still is not paid. So at this point, I'm ducking, y'all. Like, so I can do a whole, I'm gonna explain this more into detail, because I have a story time coming up about the time I was homeless. About the first time I was homeless anyways. And part of what led to me, like, I'm gonna go into further detail, but one part in that story time, I'm going into further detail in that story time. One part of the reason why I couldn't stay at my home was because my car was wanted. Like, I hadn't paid my car. He stopped paying the car note, and I couldn't pay it. Like, shit was fucked up financially for me, and he had the car the whole time. So it was like my dealership was on some trash where basically I had to pay like all of the missing payments, like the couple months worth of payments that racked up. I had to pay that shit up front. They wasn't trying to take no pieces or nothing. And it's like I just didn't have the cash to do that right then and there. Like, and then I felt like, man, you had this shit. You the one that had this shit this whole fucking time. Like, so he said that he was gonna give me the money back for getting it out the impound and the tire, and that he was gonna go pay the missing balance on my fucking car note. He just need to use it one more time. Okay, so at this point I'm like, fuck, I do need that money. Like, I'm in between housing right now. Shit fucked up for me. Like, I need that money. I do. So, and in the past he had been good on that. When he said he was gonna give me some money, he did. Like, when he said he was gonna pay the car note, he did. Until just recently. So I'm like, okay, you need this money. You do. Like, you ain't about to pay them people off no time soon. So, and they want your car. Oh, that's what I was saying. So part of the reason why I couldn't really stay where I was staying at the time, I couldn't stay at home, was because they was trying to repo my car. So I couldn't park it there. Like, I couldn't park it there. I had to keep it away from anywhere that they would think it would be. And it's from one of these little hood, raggedy, like, you know, used car salesmen. They don't got no tracker on it. It's not no fancy dealership where they got a tracker on the car. Like, my one car, at least, they had some shit on it to where if you stop paying your payments, it stopped cutting on. Like, the car would just turn off. And you're not getting it back until you make the payments. Like, if you go long enough without making payments, they'll cut the whole car off. So it's not that type of dealership. They don't got no tracker on it, nothing. They just got to find you where you at, right? So I'm avoiding being over there, and it's stressful for me. So whatever, I end up letting him use the car under the premise that he was going to give me the money. So boom. The way it happened was, I was staying at a friend's place, kind of. Like, I kind of was just crashing there for the night type shit. And he was supposed to bring the car back the next morning because I was not supposed to be staying there. I was supposed to be getting the fuck up out of there. Long story short, the nigga did not bring my car back. He stopped answering the fucking phone. Like, he stopped. I called him, right? Because he said he's going to bring it back in 2 to 3 hours. So I called him, like, where's my car? After a couple hours, this nigga sitting on the side of the road talking about he got a flat tire. What are the fucking odds they got a flat tire? Now, mind you, I did still have the donut on the car from when I got it out the impound. So I'm thinking maybe he's telling the truth. Like, it feel like you're lying because there's no way. Like, he was always putting me in these situations where it's like, it feels like you're lying, but I can't quite prove that you're lying. Like, I just know you are, but I can't prove it. And there's just enough, like, circumstantial evidence to where it would make sense that you're not lying, you know, that you're telling the truth. So anyways, I'm not going for it. I'm like, bro, show me. And so he flipped the camera around. He showed me, like, the tow truck and, like, you know, the flat tire and stuff. Okay, so he's telling the truth. Long story short, this nigga sitting on the side of the road, trying to get the car towed so he can get a tire for it. Y'all, after that moment, this nigga never answered the phone again. I called him. I must have called that nigga 50 times. Like, by the time the next day came along, I must have called that nigga 50 times. He did not answer the phone. And then he finally answered the phone the next day, and he claimed that he was asleep. He had got it towed back to the house, and he was gonna get a tire for it today, and he had just fell asleep. Boom. So at this point, I'm not trying to go for nothing. Like, I'm over it. I just want my car back. So I walked all the way to my other friend's house, right? Cause it's complicated to explain. Just know it was somebody that was gonna give me a ride there. It was somebody that can give me a ride. So I walked to that house, right? And I asked them if they could give me a ride to stop by the store to get my daughter some diapers and to go get my car. Because at this point, I'm suspicious. Something's off. I'm like, I want to go see my car. So I had him give me a ride to Malibu's house. And of course, my car's not there. He's not there. My car's not there. Right? So I'm going to spare y'all all the extra details. Long story short, the nigga was ducking and dodging me. He wasn't trying to answer the fucking phone. He wasn't trying to give me no explanation on where my car was. None of that shit. Long story short, what ended up happening was a couple days went by and I called a dealership, right? Because at this point, I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't know what else to do. Because they're on my ass. Remember, they want their money. And I don't know where their car is. Like, and I'm not giving them that damn money. So, for a car that I don't have. So, I called him. And I just fessed up. And I told him, look, I don't know where the car is. Like, I'm going to have to report it stolen. I know y'all want y'all money. Like, you know, maybe we can set up some type of payment system again. But the truth is, I don't know where your car is, right? Because they had, that's the detail I forgot to tell y'all, is that I had talked to them in between this, when I'm waiting for him to answer the phone and bring my car back and all this extra shit. I had talked to them because at this point, I don't believe that he's going to bring me the money. So I had called them and tried to convince them, like, hey, can we work something out? Like, you know, I know this is, y'all need this much, but I ain't got that much right now. Can we do some payments? And they're telling me, like, no, bring us our car back. We're done with you. Like, they broke up with me. Okay, the dealership broke up with me. They're like, we're done. We want our car back. That's it. Your lease is through. We're not doing it. Right? So, with that being said, they're wanting their car at this point. And I called them and I just straight told them, like, look, I don't got the car. I don't got the money. Like, I'm gonna have to report it stolen. And you know what they did? They did me like Yvette. They did me like Yvette off of Baby Boy. Like, I stole my car, Jody. Like, I'm about to put that shit in there. This literally how my dealership did me. Like, they had the car, y'all. They had the car. Long story short, I'm talking to the nigga. I'm like, I don't know where the car is. Can y'all please just give me a moment? I promise I'm gonna find y'all car. Like, I'm gonna get the money together some kind of way. And they're like, we got the car. Okay? We got the car. And I'm like, oh, okay, good. Like, y'all found it? Y'all repo'd it? Yeah. Okay, so I know y'all said, like, y'all want to take the car back and y'all done with me, but is there any kind of way, like, you know, I'm trying to work some more angles, right? Long story short, he told me, like, yeah, you can pay for the car. But if you want the car at this point, we're done leasing with you. Like, if you want the car, you're going to have to pay. If the lights cut off, y'all, it is what the fuck it is. We gonna finish this story time in the dark. I promise you that. He's like, you can get the car, but if you want it, you're going to have to pay for the rest of the balance up front. Like, we're not leasing nothing else to you. We're not doing no more payments. You owe $2,000 and some change. If you want this car, you can come pay the $2,000 and some change, plus the fee for it being repossessed. It was like an extra, like, I don't remember. I want to say it was like $500. It was something like it was over $500. I know that much. For the fee for it being repossessed alone, plus the $2,000 balance. But, right, he said, but you can't drive it. You're gonna have to get a tow truck to come tow it to wherever you are. And I'm like, why? And long story short, somebody put water in my fucking tank, bro. Somebody put water in my tank. And not only did they put water in the tank, but whoever was driving it didn't realize in time, because they kept trying to drive it with the water in the tank. And again, I don't know too much about cars, but from what I was researching, like, if somebody puts water in your tank, you're supposed to instantly, like, stop driving it and get it towed. Like, you can't keep driving it. It's gonna fuck the motor up or some shit like that. So apparently that they kept driving it until it just stalled. And long story short, the dealership was telling me that on top of the $2,000 and something that I already owed on the car, plus the fee for it being repo'd, I would have to pay like over $3,000. It was something. It was up there. Like, I don't remember what it was. I don't want to say it was the engine. I think it was the motor. Something very important had to be replaced in the car, y'all. Like, to the point where it cost more than the car was worth to get it fixed. Like, they weren't even gonna fix it. The way he put it to me is like, look, I can give you 2 weeks. After that, I'm putting it up for parts. Like, I'm just gonna scrap it for parts, and it's just gonna be gone. So at that point, y'all, I just had to chalk my shit up, because I'm not paying over $2,000, damn near $3,000 just to get the car, get permission to come pick it up. And then on top of that, I gotta pay for a tow truck, and then I gotta pay thousands of dollars to get this shit fixed. Like, it's a total loss. It's a loss, right? So I didn't pay for it. The dealership ended up I guess scrapping it for parts, and that was that. Long story short, I ended up talking to Malibu, and come to find out, his baby mom put water in the fucking tank, right? And this is why in my video about 22 things that I learned at 22 or by 22, I specifically said, never let a nigga drive your car, and don't fuck with no nigga that got a whole bunch of baby moms, because you got to deal with stuff like that. So my tires been sliced, my car done been stole, shot at, all kinds of stuff. And now it's been totaled because a stupid ass female put water in my tank. And I've been walking ever since.